3, 2, 1. Welcome to The Peaceful Truth, the podcast where we talk about everything from feminism, feminist issues, and everything in between. You are joined by your co-hosts, Meghan Hoharts and
Kenzie and Meghan, we're exhausted.
We're exhausted.
Can you tell them why?
Because Kenzie had her first film project for her, what would you call it, evening film classes.
Yeah, and Meghan had to be my star.
And I'm the star of the show.
So we just filmed my first film in a few hours. So
yeah.
So we're tired from that. And then we're also super busy. What did you do this weekend?
I did all kinds of stuff, just running around, had brunch at Purple, which is one of our favorite places. And
Purple's good.
And had a mimosa flight. So that was fun. And now just yoga and the typical busyness.
Nice. Yeah. This weekend, I actually sprained my ankle on Thursday. So I was getting ice cream and I was walking in Capitol Hill and I was walking down a hill, and in between like a grass point in the sidewalk, I rolled my ankle and the ice cream went flying, and I was really sad, mainly about the ice cream because I looked back down at this cone
and it was empty.
So the scoop fell out.
Dang it.
Yeah, but I sprained my ankle. But then last night I went to the boat party I was talking about in last episode, and it was fun.
Perfect. Boot and all. It was still fun.
Yes.
Perfect.
So what are we talking about today?
So today we're talking about a little bit of an NFL scandal that came out the beginning of May. And then this has led to more allegations that have come forward against NFL cheerleader program. And so some cheerleaders are coming forward, maybe saying that they're not getting the treatment that they deserve. Definitely not similar treatments to the football players. So
yeah. So I didn't look up the other events after this article was released. I mainly focused on the cheerleader article that originally came out. So I don't know if you want to summarize, because you were the one that kind of found the article.
You summarize what happened with the Redskins, and then I'll summarize what happened with the Saints.
Okay, cool. So the Washington Redskins, they had an article come out in the New York Times by Juliet Macker. It's called "Washington Redskin Cheerleaders Describe Topless Photo Shoot and Uneasy Night Out." So I just want to start off with, before we even dive into this story, why is the football team still called the Redskins? The name is racist because it's, one, making a human race a mascot, and two, it's like bringing out the skin tone. It's just not good.
Which has definitely come to light I feel like a couple of years ago, it was a really big debate, as well as some protests about the mascot and the name.
And they still haven't changed it.
And they haven't changed it. And then now they're doing not nice stuff to the cheerleaders.
Yeah. So they went to a photo shoot in 2013 in Costa Rica for their calendar. So a lot of teams, I actually knew two people in high school who ended up being Houston and Cowboys cheerleaders. But yeah, so they do calendar shoots. So first, what was kind of sketchy, they said, is they collected their passports. So when they arrived in Costa Rica to where they were supposed to be, the team collected their passports. So I feel like that's kind of a controlling and trapping feeling, like they can't escape.
I just don't get the point.
That's kind of controlling, isn't it? Like, why would you do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did the team ever come forward and say why they did that?
No, that wasn't mentioned in the article, unless I missed it, which I apologize. And then they were at an adult-only resort. So it's a place where they can be more safe to take advantage of the situation, like the people that were doing it, in my opinion. These are kind of me thinking about the whole situation and how trying to put myself in the cheerleaders' shoes. And so the calendar wasn't a nude one, but they still had to wear body paint and go topless. So why did that even happen?
Right, if it wasn't for the calendar photo shoot.
Right. That's not good. And then all male sponsors and suite holders were allowed to go to this photo shoot where they were partially nude, which wasn't supposed to be used in the calendar. That's really not a good sign. And some say it wasn't mandatory, but they were told later they had a special assignment after that night, and men picked them up to be personal escorts to a nightclub. And it didn't involve sex, but they said they felt pimped out. And I would too.
Yes. And that's not is that part of what a cheerleader is supposed to do?
No, absolutely not.
So, and not only is it not part of their job duties as a cheerleader, but cheerleaders get paid nothing.
And they're dancers. So it's like an art form. Like it's sexy, but they shouldn't be taken advantage of still.
Right. It's just kind of bringing to light so much stuff. And I just really feel for the cheerleaders because, first of all, you and I were both in a sorority. And I think that maybe they're being cheerleaders. It's definitely not for the money. The money is extremely low. So it's not.
Yeah, they're paid nothing.
It's not to provide like extra income. I think it's for the fun, the team aspect,
the life
experience, the traveling, whatever it may be. And so for them to have to go through that sounds not okay in any form of the word.
Yeah, and I get devil's advocate. They did sign up for it, but my advocate is they were paid nothing beyond transportation costs, meals, and lodging. But it's a multi-million-dollar organization that can't pay these women a decent salary for being kind of the face of the team. Mm-hmm. Like, who can let go of the reins a little bit to let some money in there?
Right. So the one that I found was also over the calendar shoot as well.
Okay.
And so it was with the New Orleans Saints team.
Okay.
And so apparently there's a really big kind of reveal after the photos are done and the calendar is put together. There's a really big reveal party, nice dresses, get your hair done, makeup done, all that stuff to see who like made the calendar. And so I think everybody makes the calendar, but it's a really big deal to get 1 month where it's just you rather than like a group shot.
Cool.
And so then you get to flip through the calendar at this party and see. And so this cheerleader, last name Davis, she was super stoked to have her own page, and she worked out a ton and wanted to get 6-pack abs for her photo shoot, and she ended up doing it. And so she was so proud of herself. She was like, I'm getting a month by myself for sure. This is awesome. And so it turns out she did get a month by herself, but they got rid of her 6-pack. They brushed it over because men do not like women who are more muscular
than them.
Muscular than them.
And I've heard men say this crap, which I hate so much.
So they airbrushed out her abs. And she made it in another month as well in a group shot. And in that shot, she had her breasts enlarged. And so on 1 month, she has these breasts enlarged that are not her breasts. And then in December, she has her own shoot. Her breasts are her normal size, but then her abs are taken away. After that's what she worked for.
Yeah, and they're not paid anything.
So she was later fired. And do you want to know the reason for being fired?
Why?
She was at the same party as a Saints football player. The rule book forbids any fraternization with players.
So women and men can't be in the same room together without having sex?
Cheerleaders cannot be in the same room or at the same party with football players.
Why?
And so a photo was posted on her private Instagram account with a football player, I guess. And she was in a one-piece lace bodysuit that was deemed to violate the team's rules of no nude, semi-nude, or lingerie shots. So she was later fired.
What happened to the man?
The article didn't say, so I'm assuming nothing. And so I want to say she's suing the Saints. And I read another article. I'm not sure if it's this person or not, but somebody is suing for like $1 just to like prove a point. Like it's not for the money. It's just to get the awareness out there, get the word out there. And so I wasn't sure if it was her that was suing for $1 or maybe the Redskins that are suing for $1, but it's kind of like rub it in.
That's kind of actually what happened in Philadelphia, where the two African-American men were in a Starbucks.
Oh,
and they sued the city and they won $1.
$1.
Yeah. So I think like the women's movement is so powerful right now because women are coming forward in the Me Too movement. Like it's really put a springboard of kind of, we actually get heard now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not brushed aside anymore. You can't ignore us anymore.
And more stuff is coming up.
Yeah.
And just these 2 articles I noticed were from the beginning of May of this year.
Yeah. So we'll keep on leading the march.
Awesome.
I love it. So what are you looking forward to this week?
I'm looking forward to the beautiful weather.
Oh my God, guys. It was 80 degrees today. It was hot as
We
heck
were so hot.
filming today.
And we're used to like 100 and we think 80 is hot now.
I know. Yeah. We lost our Texan rights. And yeah. Let's see. What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to editing this film and to see the first film to see what it looks like.
See how it turns out.
Yeah.
I am too. It'll be on our YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. You're going to let me do it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.